Welcome to our Business Owner's Guide videos. Section 3. Product Management. Your products define your reputation. This section asks the critical questions about sourcing, quality, inventory, and supplier relationships that shape your long-term success. 3.1 Product Selection and Sourcing. What criteria do you use when selecting products for your portfolio? How do you identify reliable suppliers and manufacturers? What is your process for evaluating new product opportunities? How do you balance product variety against inventory costs? Do you have exclusive or proprietary products in your lineup? What domestic versus international sourcing strategy do you employ? How do you test new products before full-scale investment? What product categories perform best in your current markets? How do you negotiate terms with suppliers? What contingency plans exist for supply chain disruptions? 3.2 Inventory Management. What inventory management system do you use? How do you determine optimal stock levels for each product? What is your process for inventory forecasting and planning? How often do you conduct physical inventory counts? What strategies do you use to minimize dead stock? How do you track inventory turnover rates? What is your process for handling seasonal inventory needs? How do you manage inventory across multiple locations? What safety stock levels do you maintain for critical items? How do you handle inventory write-offs and depreciation? 3.3 Quality Control Systems. What quality control checkpoints exist in your distribution process? How do you inspect incoming products from suppliers? What standards must products meet before shipping to customers? How do you document and address quality issues? What training do employees receive regarding quality standards? How do you handle product defects and damages? What metrics do you track to measure product quality? Do you have a quality management certification or follow specific standards? How do you gather and incorporate customer feedback about product quality? What continuous improvement processes exist for quality enhancement? 3.4 Product Lifecycle Management. How do you track products through their lifecycle stages? What signals indicate a product is entering decline? How do you phase out underperforming products? What strategies do you use to extend product life cycles? How do you manage product updates and new versions? What process exists for product discontinuation? How do you communicate product changes to customers? What data do you analyze when making lifecycle decisions? How do you handle inventory during product transitions? What criteria determine when to introduce new products? 3.5 Supplier Relationship Management. How do you evaluate and select suppliers? What communication channels do you maintain with key suppliers? Do you have performance metrics for supplier evaluation? How do you handle supplier disputes or quality issues? What strategies do you use to negotiate better terms? Do you have backup suppliers for critical products? How do you build long-term partnerships with strategic suppliers? What information do you share with suppliers about sales and forecasts? How often do you review supplier contracts and agreements? What supplier diversity initiatives have you implemented? We have discussed the following: product selection and sourcing, inventory management, quality control systems, product lifecycle management, supplier relationship management. You've just completed Section 3, Product Management. To prepare fully, make sure you also explore Business Foundations, Sales Strategy, Distribution Channels, Operations Management, Marketing and Customer Experience, Technology and Tools, Financial Health, Scaling and Growth, Compliance and Risk. We've chosen a question-based approach because products, suppliers, and markets vary widely. Asking the right questions prepares you to find solutions tailored to your products and customers.